Welcome everybody back for another episode of Recruitment Ops. I did it again, and today I am in, is this Amersham?
It is Amersham.
I'm in
yes.
Amersham, lovely Amersham, at PIE Recruitment with Sarah Wixon. Thank you, Sarah, for coming on.
No problem. I'm very, I would say excited to be here, but like perhaps not excited, slightly terrified, you know.
Yeah. You were wishing me car trouble last night.
I was actually, yes. And I meant it.
Yeah. And all I had to give you was M25 trouble. So,
Well, no, we made it, so here we are.
Exactly. And thanks for hosting us here, because this is a really nice space, actually. This is such a nice space, actually.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pleased with it. It's we've been here for about 8 years now, I suppose.
Nice.
Yeah, about 8 years.
Does the pool table get a lot of usage?
It gets an awful lot of use. Yeah, that and the coffee machine are the most popular things we've ever brought into the office, bar none. There is a dartboard around there somewhere as well, but
nice.
that doesn't get as much traction. So.
Well, how about you give us a quick intro into you, your role, what that actually means, because ops people obviously. Head of ops or ops director or ops manager means so many different things to people.
It does. You could also call me jack of all trades, master of none. I think that would probably be entirely appropriate.
Although I would say, the full quote of that, jack of all trades, master of none, but oftentimes better than most.
Oh, well, okay, that's entirely appropriate, yes. I love that. I'm going to take that, thank you. I might even put that on my LinkedIn profile.
I sidebar, but I host the Ops Summit for TRN, the Recruitment Network. And I always put that up because everyone's like, jack of all trades, master of none. But the full quote is so much more powerful. It's actually a positive quote.
Yeah, do you know, I didn't know that, so thank you for that. I will take that away with me today and cuddle it.
Nice. Well, over to you. I'll let you do a proper intro into yourself and a bit about PIE.
Yeah, so PIE Recruitment, we've been established since late 2014. Mm-hmm. We are a permanent recruitment business and we specialise predominantly in sales and marketing roles. We do some other weird and wonderful things as well where clients need us to, but predominantly it's sales and marketing that we're known for. We've got 3 sectors primarily that we recruit across, so that's automotive, which is our biggest team. We've got a SaaS team and we've got a consumer FMCG team as well. So those are the 3 kind of core areas that we work in. We're quite a small business at the moment. There's just 8 of us right now, which is the leanest it's ever been. But it's actually quite nice in a way. I think I was saying to you before that the 8 people we've got here are all really experienced. So actually it's everyone knows what they're doing, everyone's contributing, everyone's sort of earning money, and which is kind of and it's a nice, dare I say it, family feel kind of to it. And I hate that. It can be really kind of cheesy, can't it? Yeah. But everyone does genuinely get on really well. We've all got each other's backs, and it's a nice place to work, I would call it.
It's a nice place to be when everyone's earning.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
everyone's happy.
There's always things could be better, couldn't they? But it was in not too bad a place at the moment. The year has started reasonably well, so yes. Fingers crossed, long may that continue.
And what are you the jack of all trades of here?
Literally everything. You name it, I do it. So it's because there is a small business, like you've got to get involved in like absolutely everything. So whether that be going and buying the milk or when it's needed, or running projects to change out the CRM, or what, it doesn't matter. I will get involved in literally everything. But predominantly I sit across sort of finance, marketing, and just general sort of technical bits and pieces as well. So you name it, I do it essentially.
Yeah, nice. That is probably not an uncommon thing for folks who are listening or watching to feel like that they look after. Do you enjoy it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually love it.
Yeah.
I've worked in ops for I'm not even going to say how long, a really long time. We'll move on to that in a little while. But I love the fact that every day is completely different. I might go into the office with like one sort of aim for things that I'm going to get done that day, and actually the day pans out completely differently, and I'll walk away having done nothing that I'd intended to do. But nonetheless, I've done like stuff that needed doing, and I love that variety, that constant sort of flux and changes. I thrive on it. So
nice. Yeah, I think it takes a special breed of person to like enjoy that, because I know some people like they need the structure, they need to. It's interesting because ops people, we're processy people. Yeah. But also we operate well in chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously in a bigger business where you're working in ops, so you might get you've probably got sort of a more designated role, so you're doing compliance, or you might be doing HR, or you might be doing finance, or whatever that might be. But in a smaller business, you are genuinely like involved in absolutely everything across the business, which is what I like, and that's the kind of business that I've always worked in, is that smaller thing where I can have an impact on everything around me, essentially.
Yeah.
So
nice. And for those who are listening and watching, who might not be in the Ops in Recruitment WhatsApp group, they won't know that you are the famous Wixxy, because your WhatsApp name was Wixxy.
My WhatsApp name is Wixxy. Yeah, I
Wixxy.
keep meaning to change that on my WhatsApp profile and forgetting to do it. But yes, I am Wixxy
You're Wixxy.
In the Ops group and in several other recruitment groups as well. So
and you've been dropping some good ideas, knowledge bombs in that chat, and then eventually, through nothing else than peer pressure, had to host a live session with people to show them how to do something.
Yeah, it was just it was a kind of something that the guys here had asked me to do. They wanted to get all their they wanted to see all their numbers up on a screen in the office, and our CRM has the ability to do that, but it won't show the numbers that they wanted it to. So I needed to find a solution for how we could do this without spending any money, essentially. Yeah. So I stitched 3 or 4 different bits of software together, and I now have a solution that presents on the screen, refreshes automatically every 15 minutes, pulls data direct from the CRM, and I'm really very proud of it. I'm very, very pleased with it. So
I mean, the entire ops community was very impressed by it, because everyone was like, "Yeah, invite me." So,
yeah, it went down quite well, I think.
Yeah,
so hopefully some people have like taken that away and will run with it themselves.
Yeah.
But it did. I have to be honest. It took about 5 days of my life and an awful lot of head scratching, but I got there, and now I don't have to do anything. And now it just runs itself. So yeah, pleased with that. Yeah.
There is no better feeling than building something. Like
no, absolutely. It's just that massive sense of achievement. It's like,
yeah.
I did it.
And did it go down well with everyone? Was everyone quite
everyone's
impressed?
pleased with it. Yeah, everyone's like, oh my God, we look really professional. Like, yes, we do.
Do they understand the level of effort that goes into stuff like
I
that?
don't think they have the faintest idea, and I don't think they care either. There's just like, it's there now, and that's fine. I don't mind.
Nice. It's funny, isn't it? Because some people really want that like gratitude and appreciation piece to get across, but some people are quite happy just knowing that it solved the problem.
Yeah, I can see it across the room, and it's like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so Wixxy, I was saying to everyone in the chat, you're like the Banksy of the group. Like,
yeah, I was quite perturbed when he called like the Banksy of the recruitment ops group. It's like, oh my God, I didn't mean to be that anonymous.
Nah,
so
I loved it.
And was it somebody in your office thought I was bloke as well?
Yeah. Vic was like, I just assumed Wixxy was going to be a man. And she was like, I don't know why. I just assumed it was going to be a man. And then when you said your name was Sarah, everyone was like, Vic messaged me directly. I was like, oh God, I wasn't expecting that to be a lady.
There you go, element of mystery.
Yeah, exactly. Love it. I mean, off the back of that, I reached out to you to say, why don't you come on here?
Yeah, so I should have kept my stupid mouth shut, really, shouldn't I? That'll teach me.
I think you've got so much stuff to unpack. I'm looking forward to going through the project.
We'll see.
I usually get folks to talk a little bit about, the old adage, everyone's like, oh, I fell into recruitment and so on and so forth. I do try and get people to talk a little bit about like how they first got into it, and I guess what turns you've taken to get to, today, stitching 3 bits of software together to put on a screen and things like that. Like that's got to be an interesting journey.
It was, again, I can only say that I fell into recruitment, and it literally was almost by mistake. I finished in my degree, so we are going back really quite a long time now, but I'm not even going to say how long ago, but let's put it back to, this is in the days, email wasn't really a thing, and yeah, it was, the CRM would have been literally a Rolodex on people's desks back in those days. So, but I finished my degree and I was kicking about the house, and my dad was like, you really need to get a job. Like, you really, really need to get a job. So I'm applying for all these things in the back of the Guardian, like sort of working for charities on ridiculous amounts of money a year and things like that. And clearly I was never going to get any of those jobs, but at least it looked like I was doing something proactive. And in the interim, I was like, it'd probably be a useful thing if I learned how to actually use a computer, because it really, again, it just wasn't really a thing back then. So I went up to a local agency, actually, funnily enough, they were just up the hill in Amersham as well, called Better Prospects. And I did a course in touch typing and learning Microsoft Word. Nice. And while I was there, one of the ladies said to me, she said, oh, are you looking for a job? And I was like, yes, I am. And she went, brilliant. She flashed this thing onto my face. She went, how does that sound? I went, She went, brilliant, I'll get you an interview. And so I turned up for an interview for this job just down the road in Chalfont St Peter. And it was at a recruitment company as a junior admin assistant. And I didn't even really know what the job was. I'd never done a job interview before. And somehow they liked me and I got the job.
Did you have any idea what and how recruitment agencies operated?
None whatsoever. And if I had known, I'd have probably gone, no, it's not for me. But I was, very young, very green. And so I turned up and started there as a junior admin assistant. And I ended up being there for 6 years. Yeah. And I moved from being junior admin assistant to basically I was running their office by the end of it. I was looking after the finance as well as the ops and the IT, because we did move into I introduced a CRM into that business for the first time. So they'd moved from their Rolodexes into CRM. We introduced email. But I'm not joking, back in those days, on a Monday morning, we'd get into the office and you'd have a post bag that stood like so high, literally full of applications from jobs that we used to advertise in the Sunday Times for management consultancy roles. So thousands of postal applications we had to go through like every single week, and it was soul destroying. A fax machine that was just constantly spitting out bits of curly paper that you're wrestling back off there, and trying to tag everyone, and it was crazy. It was chaos.
Do you know what? I can't. In my whole time in recruitment, I don't think I've ever really sat down and thought about what it would have been like back then from like a process and admin standpoint.
It was mental. It was paper everywhere, as far as the eye could see. Like people's desks were stacked that high with CVs and things like that. But because it was just none of it was on email at all. No. So
how did you divvy up that pile? Was there some science in there?
Not really, no. It was just a case of literally, as they came through, you date stamped. You had an actual stamping thing, and you date stamped them all as they came in, and you just have a list of people's names and the stamp and the corresponding stamps and things like that, and then sort of tick this for responded to. It was mad. And then you'd be phoning people literally straight away, getting them booked in to come in and see us. Everything was face to face. So you have a constant stream of people coming into the office for interviews and things like that. So crazy times. Yeah. But I was there for 6 years. Then unfortunately got made redundant from that business. It was a very small business, and it just got to the stage where it just wasn't financially viable to keep me anymore, which is fine. And I was kicked around for a little while, and was I really should find another job. I was flicking through the local press and found a job for a head of administration for a local recruitment business in High Wycombe. And I was like, I think I can do that. And actually, it's one of those ones where I walked into the interview with utter confidence. It's there is no way they're not going to give me this job. Yeah. And the owner of the business, Mark, he was brilliant. I really liked him. He liked me, offered me the job straight away. And I was there for 13 years. Wow, but I had to blag that one slightly, because in the previous business, it'd only really been me in administration up until that point. Whereas I walked in there and he's I suddenly had a team, and it was so you're used to running a team? I was like, it's fine, no problem. And all of a sudden I've got 6 people that I'm like, okay, what do I do with them? Nice. But it was good. It was nice. I was there for 13 years, and it was great.
The first agency was management consultancy recruitment.
Yeah.
What was the High Wycombe agency?
Sales. Sales and retail. Yeah. So it was Daniel Williams Consultancy. They were quite well known back in the day. So it was about a 40-strong business, I suppose. Yeah. It had a kind of a sales and marketing, I guess, and then a retail division as well, which recruited into both sort of high street and retail management as well, retail sort of senior level. So. And
what did that ops team, admin team look like? What did people have dedicated functions?
So most of them were receptionists, to be honest with you, because again, we had so many people coming in for interviews. It was a constant procession. So I had a team of 2 people at all times on reception, but they were all part-timers, so it was just constantly juggling who was going to be where. Absolutely. God, that was really complicated to manage at times. And then there was someone else full-time in the office who was like a sales administrator to help me with other stuff there. And I gradually moved into, although when I started there I wasn't really touching the finance, I moved into started doing the invoicing, Then the credit control, because I like credit control, and I'm
like
actually
credit
quite good at it. Yeah.
I think you've got the personality for it though.
I'm not bad.
I think you'd be memorable.
I always get my money.
I think you'd be memorable, and I think you're likable, which is like you need to be.
You've got to be able to like have a rapport with people, and being mean to people never gets you anywhere. Being nice to people and making them feel guilty for not paying you, that's where it pays off.
You might be the first person I've ever met that's gone, I actually like credit control.
Well, I've got to do it, so I might as well enjoy it.
What good attitude. What was ops and admin like at that agency then? Was it still paper heavy, or was that
less so? Email was starting to become a thing then.
Yeah.
So they did have a contact management CRM. It wasn't for candidates at that point, but we rolled that out fairly soon after I got there, and I implemented. I don't know if you ever come across it was a CRM called. It was Adapt by Bond. Bond Adapt. So I implemented Bond Adapt at the first business I was in, and then I swore I would never do it again. At the next business I was in, I then had to roll it out again because although I didn't want it, everyone else did. I was like, oh God, not again. So I put that in for a second time there, and and then swore that was going to be the end of me and Bond Adapt after that because I was done with it, absolutely done with it.
So that business went through a fair bit of change then. I mean, going in for a first time CRM, was it around the time of just basically becoming more digital?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so email was really starting to kind of kick in by the time I moved into that business, and we gradually there was still paper coming through, but it was massively reduced from where I had been at the start. Thank God. I've never been so grateful for anything in my life as email applications. It just makes life so much easier. It's like instead of having to print everything off, it's just like forward it, and then they can forward it back to you. And it was. I don't think people realise just how much of an innovation it actually was back at the time. It seems so long ago to most people now. Like. Email's just a fact of life, isn't it? For everyone, email is a fact of life, but it really wasn't back when I started.
I mean, I'm just thinking about some of the agencies that I work with and the volume of applications that they get through, and I'm just trying to think, like, God, imagine that turned up as a pile on your desk.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's, especially now with the amount of people that apply for jobs at the moment. I mean, they're doing that because it's one-click apply, so the volumes are a bit inflated. But still, if you had 100 applications turning up, 2-page CVs, 3-page CVs.
Oh yeah, and we're talking like way more than 100. There would be the best part of 1,000 a week easily. Wow. I would say coming through. Nice. Mad.
I mean, there's probably. I think. Going through like big periods of like society changes or shifts in how like society engages with tech or systems and processes and stuff. I think going through that is like there's lessons in that. Like for example, I always think that I still played outside as a kid. Yeah. But then I also had LimeWire and MySpace and kind of got the best of like social media. There were no video phones when I was at uni, but they are now. Yeah. Like, I feel like I can use tech. But I also still feel like I had quite a nice, fun childhood.
Likewise,
like I'm in the middle of that. Yeah. And I think that's like, I think going through that in the workplace though, because I never went through a big shift like that in the workplace, really. I'm trying to think, when I started, I think I started selling gym memberships and we had emails, but it was still very much so like web inquiries, people coming in and you showed them around and stuff like that. It's quite in-person stuff, but I think going through that, you must have learned so much on how to manage huge change. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think you really realise that's what you're doing at the time. You're just kind of like, okay, well, this is actually an easier way of doing stuff. So let's embrace this. You're always looking for, I think in ops, you're always looking for the most efficient way of dealing with something, aren't you? So actually, those kind of changes, you can see what the efficiency is going to be, and that makes it all the more interesting to pull it into the business and embrace it. And I mean, I love tech anyway. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm quite happy sitting like poking about with like different bits of technology. Like, oh, what will that do? It's like, can I make it do this? And it's I find it interesting. So I think that helps. It's if you've got that kind of natural curiosity, it definitely makes life easier. So you had 13 years over in High Wycombe.
13 years there, yeah.
And then
we set up PIE. So whilst we were at at Daniel Williams Consultancy, The business went through some changes. We did a management buyout and took it into James Cahn's stable of Hamilton Bradshaw.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
So which was a steep learning curve. And actually, it was, in all fairness, in lots of ways, a really great experience because I was exposed to all sort of parts of the business that I hadn't been previously, which was really interesting. But ultimately, we decided it wasn't for us. So just to give you some context here, Will, who is the founder of PIE and the MD, he and I started work at DWC on the same day back in 2001. So we'd worked together for 13 odd years at DWC. And then when it came to setting up PIE, he was like, do you fancy? It's like, yes, that would be good. Let's go and do it for ourselves. So hence PIE was born. And we took a few people with us from DWC, and that was, the rest is kind of history. We've been now PIE for, just over 11 years, I suppose.
Yeah, and why PIE?
So it actually stands for, right, embrace yourself, People, Integrity, Expertise. So when we were coming up...
How many pints deep were you when you came up with that?
Well, actually a few. So I got the integrity expertise part of it. So everyone was sort of tasked with like, think of a company name, email it over to Will and we'll see what we come up with. So mine was IE, integrity expertise, but just the kind of IE I thought kind of played with sort of lots of things you could do with branding. But then Will's wife, Chloe, who also works in the business here as well and worked at DWC too, she came up with the people part of it and then PIE. And she's like, and PIE, we took it to the branding team and they're like, we love this.
Love it, yeah.
We're looking at something kind of agnostic that wasn't sort of sector specific, but also we didn't want a name like Daniel Williams or Henry McLeod or those kind of names that are very associated with the founders of the business. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's horses for courses and it's whatever works for you and your business, but we wanted something a bit more punchy, something that we could play with in terms of branding and socials and stuff like that. And,
I mean, 11 years ago, PIE would have been pretty edgy.
It was.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Like,
we won awards. Look.
Oh, yeah. Oh, honorary.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we won Best Website fairly early on when we started. And our branding was literally, it was everywhere. And we still get comments now, like people go onto the website and go like, whoa, that really, it stands out. And which is exactly what we wanted. Exactly. So, yeah. And there's been lots of other businesses now. We look probably a bit old hat now, like in terms of that. There's so many other recruitment businesses who come through and they're also doing some really edgy, cool stuff and things like that. But we were definitely one of the first to kind of break the silos of this is how a recruitment business should look. So really proud of that. It was good.
Nice.
Really good.
Yeah, I really like it. I really like the branding. I think it's really good. And actually this space is quite in keeping with the branding. Actually.
Yeah, we went a bit branding crazy on it. And you think this is bad, you should see upstairs.
Oh, really? I'm going to have to go after
Yeah, okay. I will show you afterwards. There's a monkey graphic at the top of the stairs. And funnily enough, we had this... because there's a few businesses just in the little business park here. And sometimes our front door sticks when people have gone in and out. So we were sat upstairs the other day and this elderly gentleman kind of shuffled in through the door upstairs. He'd kind of got in through the front door and just come up. And we was like, oh, hello. And one of the guys sort of walked him back down and pointed him round to the business. But the guy said as he was walking up the stairs, he went, that monkey nearly gave me a heart attack. And I was like, oh God, I never thought about the impression it would have on the general public. So I will show you afterwards. It's quite cool. I like our monkey. So
I mean, I obviously get to go to loads of agencies with work and with the pod now. But sometimes you see people on LinkedIn, you see their website, you have a meeting with them, then you go to their offices and you get 4 different vibes.
Yeah.
I love when you meet people and their like energy matches the brand that they work for, their LinkedIn and online presence is the same, then you come to their offices and it all matches up. I love that feeling.
Yeah, I think
it helps with
brand identity. I think it's massively important. It's because I do like, love our marketing and things like that as well, I kind of live and breathe the brand, which sounds really wanky, I know. But it's all about making sure that everything we do has that kind of that PIE stamp on it, if you like. So even if it's just the guys when they're creating their LinkedIn posts and things like that, they're using photos that I've specifically sort of selected as being like on brand and things like that. The colours are all from a it's just making sure that everything kind of knits together in some kind of a way so that is recognisably PIE. When you see something PIE, as you'll see the little telltale signs that it's us.
I love it, honestly. I'm going through a website change at the moment. I had a call this morning at 6 o'clock with the developer to review the first iteration, and I think I'm using a fella in Bangladesh who's lovely, really, really nice. Obviously just doesn't really know me or my business, right? And we've had one meeting and then we've picked a template, given him a load of copies. You can't expect it to be the finished article. So I knew we were going to have to do these conversations. And then I got on today with Jade, who works for me, based in South Africa, and she's my content design person.
Okay.
Much more creative than I am. I'm like, I go onto these things and I'm like, I can't articulate what I want to say. I'm like, why is it not black?
Yeah.
You know, I can't articulate it properly. So Jade was just watching my face on that meeting, and you can see what I was trying to get at, and so she helped me do that. But having that, my website when I first launched Embedded Ops, I wrote it using ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Just because I needed a website, but I needed a website because I was like, I can't launch a VAT registered company where I'm going to be charging people thousands of pounds a day to do some like ops consulting. For them not have a website to go to.
No, absolutely. It's fundamentally important.
So fundamental.
So when we set up PIE, the very first thing that we did was go to, before we did, like even actually started running the business, was actually go to the branding agency, get them to like sketch out kind of what the brand was going to look like for us, get the website sorted, so that was all ready to go literally on day one, so that we could make that impact, if you like. It's, I think, probably completely lost my word. So our financial backers, if you like, back at the time, I think they were probably quite horrified about the amount of money that we'd already managed to spend, and we hadn't even opened the doors yet. But it's worth it because actually when we did, it was all very recognisable, made that kind of instant impact. You've got to have those assets there, I think, because it becomes, if you don't, it becomes really hard to then create that brand identity further down the line. Yeah. If you've got that there, like in stone from day one, this is what it looks like, this is what it's going to be, then everyone is kind of singing from the same hymn sheet, aren't they?
100%. And one of my, the Rec Experts co-founder, Gary Eldon, he always says this line where he's like, you get one opportunity to make that big splash.
Absolutely.
And it's like, make it as big of a splash as possible. But the brand, the identity stuff, honestly, my website copy, it doesn't even sound like me.
Yeah.
And it's like, so someone could land on my website, book a meeting with me from my website into my Calendly, into my Outlook, and then we'd jump on Teams. And then I'd come on and like, my website makes it look like I wear a 3-piece suit and a tie every day. And I'm like, hello, how can I help you? Whereas like, you get on the phone, you're like, hello mate, how are you? You know, it just doesn't. So I've had to retrospectively like fit that back into myself. But back then when PIE was launching, I guess LinkedIn wouldn't have been that prevalent. So your website was...
No, LinkedIn was a big thing for us. So we literally, everyone in the business had RPS licenses from day one. That was like set in stone, because apart from anything else, the sectors that we work in, we struggle to find candidates from any other source. Like LinkedIn has always been our biggest source of candidates. So everyone having RPS licenses, I mean, back at DWC, people had to kind of share licenses, and like, you know, LinkedIn are not keen on that kind of behaviour and things like that. So we're absolutely not going down that route. Everyone will have an RPS license, so everyone's got job slots, and actually it just, again, it's one of those tools that it's there, it just makes everyone's lives easier, and I think that's what you need in recruitment. It's a hard job, let's face it. I wouldn't want to do it. Like, Christ, be a recruitment consultant, Jesus. Who'd want to do that? But if you've got the tools there to just help them and make their lives easier, then that's all you can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's,
You've mentioned, we'll talk about projects in a minute, but you've mentioned that you're into the tech stuff.
Yes.
Right, and so started in the days of paper applications, and then just recently you've stitched together 3 bits of software to produce an analytics dashboard screen.
Yes.
How does one go from that? Like, where does that come from? Like, and what have you used to help you get there?
It's, again, it comes down to that curiosity, apart from anything else, and that like the wanting to be able to do stuff, but actually without paying vast amounts of money for it.
So being skinners.
Absolutely. Right? We're a small business, and there's I've got there are so many things that I would love to be able to spend lots and lots of money on, but realistically, that is not a position that we're often in. So I have to make do. And so I'm quite happy to go out there and spend as long as I need to, like tinkering around, just playing with bits like, can I make it do this? Can I make it do that? Researching like what might be something to help me. I have to be honest, ChatGPT has been a gift from heaven when it comes to this stuff. So it's like, okay, tell me, how can I do this? It's like, you could do this, this and this. Like, okay, thank you. And it'll give you, at the very least, it gives you a great starting point for, it's like, have you thought about it? It's like, no, I hadn't. I'll go and look at that now. Thank you very much. So yeah, I mean, it's mad thinking that I've come from a place where like postal applications in a bag like that to now using AI on a daily basis. It's that is, when you think about it in perspective, it's like, oh my God. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. But it also, it makes me I don't know whether it makes me a veteran of recruitment, a dinosaur, or just a survivor.
Survivor, I love it. I mean, is it every day? AI every day? ChatGPT every day? I mean, I personally am. I have chat open all day
probably
long.
not every day, but I definitely use it like a lot. It's been really useful for things like I've used it really to not to reinvent the wheel, but to address issues. So if I can see that like there's something in the business that isn't working smoothly, or that this could be done better, like how can we address that, like that one little issue? What processes could we put in place to free that up, to free up people's time, to make it sound better in some cases, things like that. And then how can I use the tech that I can find in order to enable that? So whether that be using ChatGPT, whether that be using creating agents in Copilot to do various different bits and pieces for us, whether it be, I've started running some things that I've stitched together, Copilot, ChatGPT and Power Automate to run a process that will write synopsis of candidates from Fathom notes and things like that. Just to, again, it all needs double checking by a human. Of course it does. You need that human touch on it as well. But it gives a good starting point and it saves so much time for people. So nothing's perfect. Of course it never is, but it's definitely a lot better than it was.
I mean, you can afford things being not perfect when you don't have to spend fortunes on it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think actually you can spend a fortune on stuff and it still not be perfect.
Yeah,
exactly. There's an awful lot of tools out there which promise the world, and you look at it, it's like, oh, actually, like that isn't quite working the way that you said it was going to. So I'm quite wary of recruitment tools in general, because there's a lot of promises, and it's not quite as shiny as it looks sometimes, is it? As you would know, obviously, in your role. So
everyone, I think. I met Laura Trester from Access Group. So Access Group are obviously huge. They own Vinny and Vincere and all that. And her background, I think she worked in NHS software sales first. And she was like, she moved into the recruitment side, and she was like, well, she went to me, we were at an event having a drink, and she went, you know what I can't get over, Si? I can't get over how quickly and often people change systems. She's like, in the NHS, people might have the same system for 7 years, and they'll make it work, and that's what they'll work on. And then like to change, it has to go through quite a lot of bureaucracy, etc. Whereas in recruitment, you've got people that are ripping out CRMs every year.
Oh God!
I met an agency not long ago that are on there like third CRM in 4 years.
Oh my God!
And that
Jesus, I can't imagine anything worse.
The stress. Like, do you know what? For me, as soon as I hear that, where my brain goes to is the drop in productivity. Like CRM changes are a huge productivity sapper.
Yeah.
Like you have to accept a little bit of that and try and minimize at the beginning. But going through that many unsuccessful ones is just ridiculous. They were kind of missold one in the first place. Then they got advice to go to another. Again, not really the best advice that they got. And then now they've kind of gone, right, we're going to try and make it work with a different one that they've gone through a better selection process with. But I just think it's mad, and I think everyone's on an earner at the moment out there. So people are sitting there on LinkedIn saying, "Oh, this such and such CRM is the best CRM on the planet," and then you find out, well, they get 20% kickback, or they got an affiliate link. There's always an agenda at the moment.
Yeah, there does seem to be, doesn't there? And I have to be honest, for stuff like that, I find the WhatsApp groups
Yeah.
absolutely invaluable.
Yeah.
So the ops one that obviously we're both in, if I'm looking at a new piece of software, the first place I will go and look is in there, like, what people, like, do a search on the term. It's like, what have people been saying about this? And like, who can I tap up for more of a conversation? Funnily enough, I had a conversation yesterday with another member from the WhatsApp group about a bit of kit that I'd seen. And I was like, it looks brilliant. I'd like to get a bit more of a kind of warts and all perspective. So I spent half an hour on the call with her yesterday and just went, and I came away going, okay, that's given me quite a lot of food for thought about things that I need to address in my next meeting with them, and actually it's making me think, like, I'm not entirely sure that this is going to be the right product for us after all. And that kind of insight is invaluable, isn't it? It's so.
And ops people, I think, are better at asking for feedback or jumping on those calls, but not taking it for gospel, because I think we just have a better, well-rounded view. I think sometimes what I found is in the founder group chats, because I've been in a couple of those before, is like, founder A will say, oh, founder B just said it's the best thing ever. Can you go, I think we should go do it.
Yeah.
Whereas an ops person will go, can you just tell me about your experience? Take that and go, think about your own situation and work out whether it's the right decision.
Exactly,
I find the founder chats just like, such and such is doing it. We should.
The founders aren't necessarily the people that are using it on the shop floor, are they? So let's be honest.
Or configuring it.
Absolutely.
Or the training for it. Oh.
Yeah, it's I don't like changing CRMs. I have to be honest.
You've said that to me before.
It's not my favourite job.
Next to my notes there in front of me for anyone listening, it says CRM change bracket S close bracket. Because you've been through multiple.
Yeah.
Can we carry on the AI thread for a bit?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Because like you said earlier, it's super topical, right? And I think in that ops and recruitment chat, everyone's just like trying to work out what to do. The latest one at the moment is Claude, because everyone started talking about like Claude co-work. And
I have to be honest, I have literally no experience with Claude whatsoever. I'm aware it exists, and I keep thinking like I must get on top of that, but so far I haven't found the time to go and have an in-depth look at it.
I think all the LinkedIn gurus will be posting about it in the next day or two anyway. There'll be loads of stuff out there available, but more like just conceptually, what role is AI going to play for you in your role, and how is it going to impact the folks upstairs?
It already is. It's like, I think it's playing definitely a big part in my role. There's no doubt about it. There's lots of things that I used to spend an awful lot of time doing that I can now I've trained ChatGPT to other GPTs that are available clearly, trained it to sort of respond in the way that I do. And it takes time. It's not something that it's done kind of overnight. But that's taken an awful lot of stuff and given me a lot of time back. And I'm using that time to now, as I said, to look at processes across the business, like how can AI make this quicker, make this faster? We've implemented it in a few different areas so far. One of the key ones for me at the moment is actually getting data back out of the CRM and how we can use AI to isolate that data better and faster. And we brought a product in probably about 6-7 months ago, I suppose, which I thought was going to be like the silver bullet. And actually, I still think that it's a really good tool, but probably not for what we recruit, which is sales and marketing people. I think it would be a better tool for people who have where the search terms are easier, let's put it like that. So people working maybe in software development, engineering, that kind of stuff. Those kind of things. I think it would be excellent for those, but for us, it's just not really quite working. So I'm now looking at kind of other AI tools that might do a similar kind of thing. It's one of those things, everything is evolving so quickly. Like the tools that when I was looking a year ago, half the tools didn't even exist then that are coming to market now. It's like every single day. And it's constant phone calls from people as well. Like, I don't know how many times a week I get people selling to me, but it's a lot. And it's just like, and it's a lot of it seems to be at the moment, it's the lead gen stuff.
Oh, I hate that.
Honestly, it's doing my head in. I can't bear it. It's just, there's so many. It's just like, and I don't even particularly want one of those tools right now. But I don't want to be rude to people, but I am now getting so just like, I'm not accepting any more LinkedIn requests from people. selling that stuff because I just can't be bothered.
Have you ever seen that any of my content around called Cozy? It's like a show that I do with my mate Kate.
Oh no, I haven't.
We literally just sit and take the mick out of recruitment, and we do.
I think I'd like it.
We do like funny LinkedIn posts and like funny recruiter stories that people have sent in. Like people send us stories.
Oh no, hang on. I did see one of these because Kate was literally absolutely creased up laughing at something the other week.
It was the
I can't remember what it was.
fastest recruiter.
Oh, that was it. That was it.
Send a message, and then they come back and say they were into it, and they go, "Oh, we filled the role 4 minutes later." It's just ridiculous.
That was mental. That's hilarious.
But we're recording Cozy on Thursday, and she doesn't know this because we don't tell each other what we're going to bring, so we can have like natural reactions. But I'm bringing screenshots of all of the horrific messages that I'm getting on LinkedIn DMs at the moment. Question marks. I'm sure you missed
bumping this.
It's just like, some of them are like, and the subject line.
Sarah, did you miss this? It's like, whoa, that's quite aggressive.
I know.
And no, I didn't, but I'm double ignoring you now.
And then the best one that I found is someone there. I'll tell you about it, but the best one I found is there's someone that says that they've got a playbook for LinkedIn outreach and automation that will make recruiters 6 figures. That's their headline.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's their headline.
You've got to be suspicious right there as somebody that's claiming that, haven't you?
They've got that's the LinkedIn, and then their Instagram is basically them in Dubai or Sydney or something like that, drinking champagne all day long. They're quite attractive. And then, anyway, and then,
I can picture the whole thing now. It's just like, oh
and
God.
Anyway, so we are both on a panel for a vendor in different geographical locations. So she looked at my profile, so I added her, and I was like, oh, I might as well add her. And then within 1 day of adding her, I got a LinkedIn automated message. This same automation message that's apparently going to make recruiters 100 grand or whatever. I'm in that sequence now. And I haven't dropped out of it. I haven't replied because I want to see what else comes through. I'm saving it for COVID.
Is that like 6 cents?
Oh my God, but it's so frustrating. All of that stuff is so annoying. And
I hate it. Like automated outreach, I just I just don't like it. I don't think it works. I don't think there's it. I'm old school at the end of the day. Like phone first, surely.
I've got I'm like content and word of mouth. I like all of my stuff comes from either doing LinkedIn. I'm doing this because I want to produce some stuff for an audience. It helps more different forms. But for me, content and then picking up the phone. So as soon as I've got someone's phone number, I've got no qualms. Like every week, I try and do like 3 hours of just like checking in with people.
No, that's great.
Just have a list and just call people.
It's so much easier talking to someone on the phone than trying to like message people and like and isn't it? Yeah, it's so much more rewarding. Yeah, but you actually you build a relationship, don't you? And
and notes. I like because of note takers now.
Yeah,
I have every bit of note.
Literally,
everything.
Fathom is oh my God, I love Fathom. It's just I think the guys here were the happiest I've ever seen them when I bought them Fathom. They were just like, oh look, it does this. I go, I know.
Amazing.
Can we have the full version? Yes, you can.
Nice.
And I wrote some other like little bits and pieces so that we could get it uploading to the CRM the way that we wanted it to, and it was adding things in the right places and stuff like that. And it's it's been absolutely brilliant. That's probably been, I would say, the biggest game changer for us in the last 2 years. The note taker.
I say it all the time. I say if in 2026 you don't have an AI note taker on your calls or your meetings, both ideally. And it's not plugged into your CRM, like pushing those into your CRM. I think you're behind the curve.
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't have one on our phones at the moment, if I'm honest with you, because everyone here, we have office phones, no one uses them.
As in, you got desk phones?
We've got desk phones, and we do. There is an app, like a soft phone app that goes with that desk phone, of which I think you'll find that I'm probably the only person in the business that actually has it on their mobile and enabled. But that's just so if I'm working at home, I can pick up calls to the office, and like it looks like we've got some kind of like continuity and things like that. But so that's.
Is that on like a 7-year contract? Is it one of those old school desk phone contracts?
No, it's fine. It's I've got it, and it's VoIP anyway. It's not like a proper like ISDN system that takes up loads of boxes on the wall and things like that. But that's what I'm doing at the moment is just kind of finding a solution where they can all use their mobile still. And I've sold it to them. I was going, look, if I got you a product that when you pressed a button before you made the call and just like did it that way, and then all your call would go straight into the CRM, would you use it? And they're like, yeah. Like, okay,
nice.
Right. I'll find you something that will do that then.
You said you're down to 2.
Yes.
Which 2 are you down to?
I am down to Ringover,
Yep.
which I really liked. It's a really neat app, and actually, because it's complicated because two people here, their mobile phones are also their personal phones.
Right.
So we don't want something that automatically drags all their personal calls into. So it's been quite tricky trying to find something. And also, I don't want to move our Vodafone contracts into a new supplier necessarily. I want it so that it's kind of, we can still use them outside. And so it's been a bit of a headache trying to find something. But so Ringover will do what I want it to. So that's definitely on the short list. And then the other one is actually a variation of the system that we've got at the moment, but they are currently developing a kind of a bespoke AI piece that would then integrate with the with our CRM and do it that way, which may be an easier solution because actually it's the same. All our numbers would remain in the same place and things like that. So we'll see how it goes.
I mean, that lends itself quite nicely to what you were saying earlier about that's an example of tech is moving so fast that you don't even need to be a rec tech provider now to be able to plug into CRMs because everyone can connect to everything. There's like no one is having headaches. Do you remember how like the word integration used to send like shivers down my spine?
And also like the pound signs associated with it. Like if you wanted to a few years ago, if you wanted to do something a bit like different with your CRM, you were going to have to pay thousands 100%. To get like somebody to come in and like and
you
do
want our API, do you?
It's like the pound signs were just like ding, 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 weren't they? So it's made it like Zapier. No idea how you say that word. I still don't know. Which is it?
I say Zapier.
I say Zapier as well.
Because it's IE.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So,
but I know people. But then you say Zaps, don't you? So Zaps. So I just I don't know. I don't know which one.
Zapier, by the way?
I love it. I literally love it. It stitches together so many different things for me across the business. It's
and people there's this like myth about it costing loads.
No,
it's cheap as chips. You'd have to be processing like a central bank.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Cost you a lot of money.
I mean, I run so many different Zaps off it, and I reckon it's like 40, 50 quid a month, something like that, and it's well worth it.
It's well worth it. Yeah, I just did a piece of work with a company who are huge on HubSpot, but they also have like the Quill as a note taker. They use Device for their phones, which actually we can probably rationalize. And at the moment, there's so much copy paste required.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because nothing's plugging into things properly and it's not updating fields properly. And I was like, actually, if we zapped some notes out into a doc, into a table, we could then push that back into, so like creating that middle layer yourself of like, oh, actually put it into this format, that format is acceptable for, so you've been like messing around with that.
So that's the kind of stuff I love doing. That's just like, that's music to my ears. It's like, how can we, it's like, okay, let's
honestly,
go.
And you know, when Zapier brought in the Copilot chatbot, I talk to that like it's my mate. I'm like, if I wanted to do this, can I do this? And they're like, oh, well, we have this available, that, but it's so good. I don't use the Copilot to build these apps, but I use it to ask like, what's the art of the possible, what's available, what's not, and stuff like that. But yeah, I think.
So I tend to go back to ChatGPT for that, like, because it knows Zapier as well, and it's like, so if I'm doing this, like, it's like, okay, you wanted it this way. It's like, thank you so much. I knew there was a way around it.
And then you go straight into Zapier and tell it.
Are you really polite to ChatGPT when you talk to it?
Yeah,
me too. I like pleases, thank yous. Like, you did a really good job for me there. Thank you so much.
I look at people. I judge people by if they are not nice.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like how rude.
How did your mother raise you?
Exactly that.
Nice? And they're going to be the dominant races, anyways. Keep them on side.
Well, fair play.
So nice to meet a fellow Zapier fan.
Oh my God! Like we are there's not that many of us. Yeah. I think people are quite scared of it.
Yeah.
I think, but actually, if you've got that kind of technical curiosity, it's actually simple to get your head around it. It's like it does exactly what it says on the tin. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's.
I always include it as part of my audit work that I do with agencies now.
Yeah.
So when I go in, and they'll always. So I do process reviewing, process mapping with people, and try and find ways to be more efficient. And most of the time, it's a little bit of automation. It's a little bit of like reduced double keying. It's a little bit of get a couple of systems speaking to one another. Like invariably, it's one of those three things that comes out of it. And I've now got to the point where I've created so many like how to use API docs and things like that I can just drop them into my audit reports and send them on, and people are just like, wow, that's amazing. But it's like what we think is like pretty simple and standard and what we know, you go to other agencies, and it's not to say that they're junior, they're young people, they just don't know what they don't know sometimes,
that's it.
right?
Yeah,
And
that's the thing, isn't it?
The delta between recruitment agencies and their knowledge is crazy. An agency I was with on last week in Dublin, doing £1 million, right? No CRM, no telephony, phones, printed CVs with notes on them. They had paper.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like proper spit and sawdust.
Let me get my hands on them.
You would love it.
I would, yeah.
You would love it. But honestly, I was like, I know agencies with several bits of flashy rec tech and everyone's on GPT licenses left, right and centre who are doing nowhere near that level of productivity from a numbers perspective. And I just find it amazing. So yeah, it's nice seeing the breadth of it. Like, I think it goes, my like, catchphrase is process over tech. I think process is greater than tech, always. And those agencies are a real example, aren't they, of like, actually, if you're good at recruitment, you know how to build relationships, you just need a phone, right?
Yeah, exactly. Recruitment is the human part of it, isn't it? It's you can use the tech to sharpen things up and to make it quicker and more efficient and things like that, but it doesn't replace ever that human human connection, because that is what it's all about.
Love it.
It's very easy to get lost in the technology sometimes. So.
I know. And then I think the problem with things like AI, automation, and rec tech, the rec tech vendors are somewhat they're not to blame. They're doing what they need to do. They're doing their marketing, right? That's what their job is, right? Our job is to cold call hiring managers and convince them to take our candidates. Their job is to cold call founders. So you can't get that mad, because we've all got jobs to do. But I think marketing around tech and AI because it is such a giant society level change I think we're going through. I think there's a lot of scaremongering around it. There's a lot of FOMO play. Like if you look at like the LinkedIn content that people write their posts and stuff like that, recruitment agencies don't fail because of this. They fail because of this. Oh, and by the way, I'm selling something that does that.
What a surprise!
Yeah. And I actually genuinely, sometimes I look at those posts and I just think to myself, have we just become more and more stupid as people that we fall for this shit?
It's scary, isn't it? It's really scary.
Worrying.
I think there's too much out there, and people don't know which way to turn for the best. They don't know what's going to work for them. And again, I think my advice to anyone would be just look at where you perceive there to be those issues in your business processes that need some sharpening up, and concentrate on doing that. Don't try and bring in something that's going to completely change your business and the way that you recruit, because actually you probably don't need that. No. You probably need something a lot more simple, just a few little tweaks, rather than some kind of all singing, all dancing, lead gen, CRM, kind of thing. So
true. Problem first, right? Always got to be problem first.
Absolutely.
Always
100%,
has to be problem first.
100%.
Well, you're giving me one tip now.
Okay.
I told you before I'm going to ask for 3. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be, anything specific to ops people and their careers or systems or tech. Just this, over the last 6 months, what's been the biggest lesson learned and tip that you could give back to the community?
Oh, God, that's really hard. I guess don't believe everything you're told. Don't believe everything you're told. Do your research. Whenever you're looking for any kind of new tech or anything like that, ask yourself, what it is that you actually, what the problem is that you're trying to solve. But always go and speak to people, go and talk to people who are actually using that stuff in real life, and get their views on it. People who are the consultants even that are using that stuff day in, day out. Ops people can tell you one thing, consultants might tell you something completely different again, and just build multiple perspectives about everything before you start making any big life-changing decisions on the way that you're going to go.
Yeah, nice.
And I guess no, I don't have a number 3.
I've got one from what you've said earlier.
Go on.
I would say and it's a common theme actually that comes up with people that I speak to who are clearly passionate about ops, is curiosity.
Yes. Curiosity. Yeah, absolutely.
I think it goes a long way.
Yeah.
In doing what we do, I think especially if you're in a smaller agency where it's a bit scrappier and you got limited resources.
I think sometimes it's actually easier in a smaller agency as well, because you've got more control over the overall sort of systems. If you're working in a bigger company where everyone's kind of siloed into sort of different parts of ops, it can be a lot more challenging to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Whereas if in my position, I feel lucky to be in it. If I decide that I want to do something, I just go ahead and do it, and I don't really ask anyone's permission. I just go like, I'm going to do this, and everyone's like, yeah, okay. It's like, does it work? And they're like, yeah, okay. Has it made your life easier? Like, yeah. There we go. My work here is done.
Nice. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's been so much fun.
Yes, I actually really enjoyed that.
Did you? Yeah.
Yes,
good.
I did. Yeah, a lot more than I thought I was
Yeah.
going to. I was really quite, terrified. And you've been very kind to me, so that's helped. Thank you.
I think we'll have to. We need Wixxy's webinars to become a thing.
I really don't think there's any need for that.
Why
No.
not? I think that could be the next.
No, you'd be like challenging me to come up with like new ideas all the time, and it's
Nice. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know you or isn't connected with you and they work in ops, I know you're happy to share alike with.
Oh my
colleagues
God,
in space,
yeah,
so
absolutely.
get them to connect with you.
I'm really, really happy to speak to people, to give them advice where I can, and to help out wherever I can. Generally, I figure we're all in this together,
exactly.
and there's so many businesses. It's not like we're competing against it. I think that's one of the things in recruitment, isn't it? Or it certainly used to be that like, everyone's like, oh, I can't tell them that because like they're like in the same. It's like really, we're not working in the same sectors, are we? It's, like, it's a big enough
Also,
pond that we can.
$1 billion industry.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, we're not going after the exact same pound note.
No, exactly that. So if I can help people out, then I'm genuinely really happy to do so. So yeah, hit me up.
Awesome, wicked. Right, that was wicked.
All right.
Oh, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was all right, wasn't it?
That was good. There's loads in that.